optimal health, financial freedom, finding your life purpose. It's called The Simple Life. I'm just doing it my way.
Welcome to The Simple Life with Gary Collins, your how-to guide for getting your shit together.
This is life. You gotta work on all these till the day you die. The only thing missing is you getting off your butt and doing it.
Before we begin here on another Ask Gary Anything, I decided kind of to use this as these Ask Gary Anythings kind of updates too. So where we can jump into some topics right before I start answering the questions. If you don't want to hear it, you can skip right forward, go right to the questions. That's a great part about freedom. You can do what you want. With everything going on, it's interesting times. It seems like every day is a shitstorm. And if you pay too much attention, it will seem that way. And I get caught up in it and I try and avoid here and there, but a lot of stuff going on. And it appears that the Canadian truckers had to save America from itself. Interesting. I talked about this a little bit more on Ben Stein the other night where we discussed it. And I talked about that I was actually embarrassed for America in a way, because Canada's looked more as, Canadians are nice, man. I've been around a lot of Canadians. I've had former Canadians work for me. So they're really nice and they're more of a laid back group, and it's just interesting that a group of truckers in Canada had to set the kind of narrative on this COVID crap. I just wanted to go over that. Weird, right? That it's almost like we've lost our fight in a way, a lot of us. And so for me, I'm dovetailing this in because the Rogan stuff has just gone off the rails. I was going to do a whole episode on it today. And I woke up and I realized I just don't have the bandwidth. I just don't want to get into the drama with it. If you guys want to know more about my thought process on that, and not just Rogan, it's the false prophets episode. Go back and listen to that. I was ahead of I feel I was ahead of everyone. I talked about it well before this thing, and I recorded it further back. So like I said, I usually record a week or 2 weeks prior, sometimes depending what's going on in my life to get these episodes out. I hope to do some more timely, but that's kind of not what the show's about in a way. I don't want it to be a news show. I want it to be a blend of everything that helps us be better people and survive the weirdness that we deal with today. And so with the Rogan saga, what I want to make clear, what I do and what I believe in, and I firmly believe you should never apologize for what you stand for, what you believe in when you're doing the right thing, period, ever, especially to the woke crowd. Never. If you're wrong, take your lumps. If you have to apologize, fine, but move on. Don't self-censor yourself, which is incredibly stupid. Don't talk about the First Amendment, Second Amendment, especially the First Amendment. And like I said, self-censor yourself. It screws everyone else, not you. When you're in that kind of position of power comes with responsibility. And this is something I've always said, never get your advice, never live through celebrities. You got to be careful with these people. They're idiots. They are true blown idiots and chameleons. They will say and do whatever they need to do to self-preserve and be a part of their little cult group. Be careful with them. Do not stick your neck out for them. I said this time and time again. Shit, I may have to do an episode about this. We'll see. We'll see where it all goes. But if you stick your neck out for them, because I had a lot of people push back to me, and actually I'm going to try and contact someone in the near future, a big name, who's saying, we need to bring these people in, open arms. And I'm all, no. That's like letting the devil into heaven with a machete. No, let them take their lumps. They're being eaten by their own. Let it happen and move on. That's their problem, not my problem, not our problem. Because what happens with that is they're not going to defend you ever. I'll guarantee that. If you think these people are going to come to your defense when things go wrong, you are completely fooled and had the wool covered up over your eyes by these people. They will never stick their neck out for anyone else but themselves and their goofy little retard group that they belong to. If you think they're going to jump sides and come over to us and lose their little group who idolizes them, they can tell them whatever they want to do. They think they're special. They're all snowflakes, even though they'll tell you a completely different narrative. They're going to tell you a completely different story. They're going to portray themselves as something they are not. And that's what I mean. Be careful. Celebrities are actors. They play roles and they do it in life all the time to manipulate and put you and to dupe you in a way. And may that sound hard. I'm going in general, right? That, like I said, do not stick your neck out for these people. If you get out and defend them and people think, well, Gary, you should get out there and throw in for Rogan. I know people very, very close to Rogan. Trust me, I've got inside baseball on things that I do not talk about because I don't think it's fair. I don't want to put people in awkward positions by me putting them in awkward positions without them telling me to do so. You know what I mean? And that's why I kind of stepped back from it. But I just want to talk in generalities that, hey, Rogan's Rogan. Rogan's fine. He's got plenty of money. He's apologized twice. That's all I'm going to say. I'll leave it at that. And Whoopi apologized. Bill Maher's apologized in the past. These people help create these problems. They help create and build the woke crowd. You got to listen to them. And I'm talking in general. There's a lot more people involved in this. What I'm saying is people don't listen to what they say. And not only do they not listen to what they say, they don't look at their actions. Judge them by what they do. What they say is a big part of it, but what they do in their life and how they live their life, that's what you judge them on. And I don't mean judgmental I'm talking about, and of course I forgot to turn off my notifications there. That's what I mean. It's like, judge them for who they are. One thing I will say, hands down, the reason I talk so much about owning my own intellectual property, running my own podcast, choosing my own advertisers when I do so in the future, I do that for all these reasons. So I am beholden to no one. And I will never, ever apologize for anything to the woke crowd. Ever. Come after me. I will light you on fire. I will not back down. I'll live under a bridge before I'll ever give up my principles. And I have principles, and you should know what they are. If you can't tell what they are, run. If you're listening to someone you don't know what they believe in and you don't know what their principles are and they're all over the board, be careful, super careful. You're idolizing a false prophet. Done. That's all I'm going to say about that. We're going to move on. So crazy. You never, ever apologize. And I kind of have a rule. If you're apologizing to the woke crowd, I think you might be part of the woke crowd. That means you think you're part of them. If you got to apologize to them, just say that. Done. All right, let's get to questions. I like these questions. Thanks for sending them. Everyone sent a lot of questions in. Really appreciate it. Some really good questions all over the place. Good. I like them all over the place. Crazy. Don't care. I don't care. That's the part about me. I'll answer them. I'm going to answer them all. If I don't get to yours and you don't hear them now, don't worry. I save them. I save all of them. I will go through all of them. If there's something to answer, someone, asked me, I'll just answer. I said hot or mild hot sauce, both. All right. In my old age, not so much hot because you get old, hurt your tummy, stuff like that. That's the way it is. Hold on. See, live event. I gotta type out a text because I had my notifications on. Hold on. Sorry, guys. See how this goes sometimes? But yeah, send them. And a lot of them came from the email that I put out asking for them. For some reason, when I ask for them on the podcast, people don't send them. Like I told you guys, email list, customers, podcast, all very different people. Very different. So if you listen to the podcast, don't be scared. Don't be afraid. Send me questions. I'll answer them. I put the email contact in the show notes of every episode of Ask Gary Anything now. It's right there. Shoot them. They'll come to me and I save them. Piece of cake. Piece of cake.